How's it going, listeners? I'm Link, and this is Lynk-On Media Podcast. How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? This is Link, and I'm here with AJ. How's it going, man?
I'm good, brother. Everything good with you?
Pretty good, pretty good. We're doing it late at night, so we're trying to
Yeah.
get all these topics out
Yeah,
since we got to wake up early. So
indeed.
there's a lot of things happening the last few days. A lot of shows been happening. The Queen died and shit. And
And
as a
shit.
as from a former colony, you know, uh, I don't feel too bad. Well, I mean, no, I mean it's a person. She died, but I'm not like, oh yeah, God save the Queen and all that. It's like, oh, it sucks for the family. That has nothing to do with us. We're
Yeah,
free. We've been free
yeah.
for
I get you. I get you in that
yeah.
regard. I pretty much feel the same. I'm not rejoicing in it or anything. Again, like you said, it's like feel bad for the family, but I'm not affected in the same way. I guess as a true Englishman would be.
All right, so D23, the big Disney Expo came out and they just dropped a whole bunch of stuff. The funny thing is that a lot of the stuff I'm gonna read through some of it. Uh it's basically like a lot of stuff we've seen before, but just the sequels
Mhm.
to it. Like there's Hocus Pocus 2, there's
What?
Enchanted 2, there's shit. Um I think oh well the big one is like Little Mermaid. I think
Yeah.
everybody's like
Yeah.
sort of pissed on about the Little Mermaid in some kind of people are pissed off that it's this actress.
Halle Bailey. Yeah.
Yeah. Um I did a little research when I found out about her being cast like a while ago. So I think she's absolutely talented. The fact that she's in the middle of this, like what's your take on it?
Uh, I've never. I mean, I've, I like you. I think she's talented, and that's as much as I can say it because I'm not like an avid listener of her music, but I do know that she is talented in that regard. With regards to like acting, I haven't seen her do anything. I don't even know if she's in anything, honestly.
Yeah, this is the first time I've heard of her.
No, I know her as an artist. I know her as an
Oh,
artist.
okay.
Yeah,
Doesn't
she
she
is an
have
artist.
oh, she's okay, so she's
Yeah,
has
Holly
music
and
out.
Chloe. Yeah.
I don't really know any of the new people. I mean, the only time I hear about a rapper is after they got shot or something. Like it's
Bruh. You're a mean guy. Nah, I know I do know of her music, but like I said, it's not like I listen to her music, but I'm not against her or anything like that. I'm happy that as an up and coming, I guess like she has a level of fame already. I guess in that sense, I'm happy for her that she was cast in the role. Um, the thing is, I don't want to see it though. I have no
you
desire
don't
to
want to
see it.
see it.
No, for what?
Well,
I,
because she's black now, man. Like it's a black mermaid. Like, aren't you gonna
bruh,
celebrate this?
the live actions, I can't say that I have much of it. You know, up to now, I have not seen the Lion King live action.
Yo, to tell you the truth, I haven't even seen freaking Frozen. Like that's to tell you, I'm so
I
behind
actually
on
haven't
these
either. I
Disney
haven't
movies.
either. I haven't
But you
either.
see,
I
but
did watch
here's
Aladdin just for the hell of it. I watched
oh, no,
Aladdin,
what'd you
and that
think
was
of Aladdin? What'd you think of Aladdin?
I I felt like it didn't need to be made a live action.
I
Um,
think, but I think
I
that's sort of the thing of it. I think the thing is we're old enough to remember the old ones, like the old ones that came in the theater while we were younger. Like I remember Lion King distinctly. I remember Aladdin distinctly. I remember going to the
right.
theater and being just like that is one of the best movie going experiences I've ever
Agreed.
seen.
And here's what I will say about Aladdin too, right? I I've always been very critical of Will Smith's acting. I think he tries, and every time I see Will Smith acting. I just see Will Smith acting. I don't see the character. So watching him as Genie, I saw Will Smith, and that was an issue for me because it
Yeah,
took away some of the magic, some of the sparkle, some of the just the wonderment that I had as a kid watching, obviously the animated version voiced by Robin Williams, rest in peace. That was so much of the essence of Aladdin that watching Will Smith be Will Smith essentially, it just couldn't cut it for me. I'm not saying necessarily that the movie was bad, it just was not my cup of tea.
right. I sort of feel the same way. I thought it was a good. It's such a weird movie because it's directed by Guy Ritchie and I'm seeing a little bit of the Guy Ritchie isms in there. It's very, very subtle. But it, it's not like, well, obviously it's way different from any movie he's ever done, like Lock, Stock,
Yeah.
Snatch, all those movies.
Hmm.
And I mean, it's the same story. It's exactly the same, except I think Jafar sucked. The guy who played
Oh yeah.
Jafar, I thought
Yeah.
he was like, there was no villainy, there was no gravitas to his acting. He was just shouty, and
Yeah.
like he was the original Jafar was just so sinister and so
A lot
dark,
more
and
sinister, yeah, and more kind of like it. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. Sorry, go ahead though.
and then this new one, and they tried to give Jasmine, the actress who played Jasmine, was, I thought, was amazing. She's the Pink Ranger from the Power Rangers movie, and she
Oh, that's what. That's
absolutely,
why
yeah,
she looked familiar. As in
and
the
she's in
newer
Charlie's
one with
Angels too.
as in the newer the rehash of the
Yeah,
Power Rangers, the one
yeah,
that had in Billy from Stranger Things. That one.
yes, yeah.
Oh,
Billy
she
from
was
Stranger Things is the Red Ranger, and
the
she
red. Yeah, I actually
yeah,
I don't know why, but I watched that movie. It was on
it's good.
TV.
I liked it. I
I,
liked it.
I I actually did it. That was more nostalgia for me than
Right.
anything. I mean, Power Rangers is Power Rangers. I don't need like great acting or anything like that. I just wanted to be taken back to those days. But that was off on a tangent. Sorry.
Like, I think they took it seriously, and I
Mhm.
one day we're gonna do like a Power Ranger deep dive,
Oh yeah,
but for this for Aladdin, I thought the actress was
yeah.
fine. I thought the guy who was Aladdin, I thought he was good. He was
Hmm.
a very proper actor. I think the Jasmine actress killed him because she was such a pretty good singer herself.
Yeah,
But I mean, I feel the same way about Will Smith. I like Will Smith, so it's okay for me. But comparing it to Robin Williams, I didn't really feel it. I wasn't, you can't.
yeah,
It's Robin Williams. You can't, you know, it's
yeah,
incomparable. It's absolutely
and
incomparable.
exactly, and this isn't a case of. It wasn't like the intent was to like let me compare it. It wasn't like the intent was essentially to use the characters to bring it into a different to bring out a different kind of theme. Essentially,
Yeah.
it was a rehash, so it was the exact same thing. So by
Yes.
comparison, and this is something I don't know if you've watched it already. By comparison, like Bel Air, ironically, Bel Air compared to
Yeah.
the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. I don't know if you've actually watched Bel Air
Nah.
on Peacock. It is actually really good. It's
Yeah.
actually really good, and a lot of people have a lot of complaints about it because they're comparing it to the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, but they're two different genres of shows.
Right.
In this case, this was just a rehash of Aladdin. So I think it was very fair to actually compare this to the original, and it just couldn't cut it. Even like Will Smith having to perform as the genie, that it didn't have the same spark to me. I couldn't get into it in the same way. Like, bro, I've went back and looked many a time over the years to look at the YouTube clips of like the Genie songs, and like just the score and the songs from the original Aladdin, and just because it was that good and made me feel that good, but this was not the same.
Yeah. It's not. It was kind of like watching the Les Miserables on stage and then seeing the movie with Russell
Yeah,
Crowe trying to hit the bars that a classically trained actor has
Yeah.
done. It's like
Yeah.
you can't compare it's incomparable. He can't
Yeah.
even come close to that. So that's kind of how I feel, in a nutshell, how I feel about these Disney remakes. They kind of fall into like two categories, where it's like, one, they try to do the same exact thing, and two, they try to twist it, and in twisting it, you completely destroy it. Like, for example,
Star Wars?
Cruella. Well, we'll get to that.
I just, yeah, you know how I feel about that. So I'm
Don't
sorry.
jump the
Go ahead.
gun, dog. Yeah.
Yeah. Just,
Like Cruella Deville, like the Cruella Deville movie. Like, I predicted
yeah.
that, oh, her origins. This is her origin story. So I think
Mhm.
maybe like a Dalmatian killed her dad or mom or something like that. And I wasn't too far off. It's in the movie.
Okay.
Like, her mom dies because of a dog. And but the thing is, they try to
I
change
have
it to
not seen
make
it.
her. It's I will be fair to it. If you like Emma, what's her name? Gwen
Emma
Stacy
Stone?
from, yeah. If you like Emma Stone, it's a good Emma Stone movie just for her, because she's fantastic in it. But the movie is so dumb because it tries to take a Disney villain and make her likable. It's
Yeah.
it's the most ridiculous thing. It's kind of like Maleficent in a way, but
Right. I
so
actually do. I actually do like Emma Stone, but that's the thing. I actually really do like Emma just because probably just because I got to meet Emma Stone. However,
oh,
I,
really?
yeah, it was really random. I met her on my 30th birthday in England in a bar with Nick Holt in North London.
Were they shooting?
That
They were probably shooting a movie around that time, but because
could very well be. Could very
what
well
did she
be.
do with Nick Holt? I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah.
But
This would have been 2017. But yeah, it was random, and I mean, I'd always been a fan of her. I actually thought she was good before that, but then she actually, like, one of my boys actually stepped her and told her told her it was my birthday. She wished me happy birthday and stuff. So I'm like, all right, she's my girl for life
nice,
now.
nice, nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but now I've been a fan of her. So even when like I first saw the trailer and whatnot, um, I was like, okay, I'm pretty sure she's going to excel at the role, and she's going to be really good, and she will be like the star of the entire um, production. But I have no desire to see that movie, and I've held firm to that to this day. I didn't even remember that was a thing until you just brought it up.
Yeah. Uh, and Pinocchio just came out, and Pinocchio got like, it's got the worst reviews out of all those Disney animated
Really?
remakes, the live action remakes. It is right now like 30% on Rotten Tomatoes, which is crazy because no Disney thing ever goes below that. It never goes under 80%. If it's like 60, then it's
Yeah.
trash. Like Thor, Love and Thunder, that got like a 60 something. So it's really a 20% movie. But okay, back to the Little Mermaid. Now, people online are having an issue about her being like a black actress who's replacing a redhead. Um, I I mean, do we give a shit? Like, why would anybody give a shit? It's the Little Mermaid. Who cares?
You know why people give a
I mean,
shit.
I know why. I know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But at the same time, I have to, like, okay, I think she is probably one of the in terms of this young generation of singers and actresses and stuff like that. I think she can be like a really big star. Um, if a young girl, like if I had a daughter, I think this would be a good movie for her to,
Yeah.
to be inspired or something like that. That's fine.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it is like a story that was written by Hans Christian Andersen. It's I think he's Danish, basically. So
Sounds Danish.
yeah, it's not really like an African story. It's not like a Caribbean story like that. If I see that on screen, I think I'd be more receptive to that than this. To me, it's just like, okay, a sister got a job. That's great.
Yeah.
But I'm more excited for Woman King, to be honest. Like, but then again, it's not made for me. Lion King. I mean, not Lion King. Little
Woman
Mermaid.
King. Oh, Little
Yeah,
Mermaid. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
And
I'm a jaded guy over 25.
so,
So
so
it's
to piggyback off of that point, right? I mean, in all fairness, that's why a lot of these live actions, like I haven't been extremely critical of, because I understand if you're remaking or trying to rehash one of those older movies that was an animation for a no new generation, essentially. I understand that you're not going to like. I don't expect Disney Studios, to do it over another animation. They would do it in a different form for a newer generation, which to me is completely understandable.
yeah,
I don't expect to, because at the same time the same sort of effect that the original animations had on our generation. I think basically like the entire industry, not entire industry, let me not make it sound like that, but parts of the industry have moved away from that in from that aspect.
from the 2D cell shaded animation, which I
Yeah,
still
yeah,
love to this day. I love it.
yeah. Yeah, so in that sense, I get the live action stuff, but again, it is just not for me. That's all it is.
Yeah,
Like I'm not gonna tell anyone, hey, don't watch that. It's shit. Like, it's supposed to be like this. Nah, it's not that. It's just I don't have a desire to see it
yeah.
myself. Yeah.
No, I feel you. I feel on that. Like, I got to go back to Lion King. I think the Lion King is the one thing that really killed me. I think the cast for the Lion King, the remake, is
Hmm.
absolutely amazing. The guy they got for Scar, Chiwetel Ejiofor, is
Yeah.
awesome. They got Donald Glover as Simba. They got Beyonce in there. It's great,
Yeah.
but they are voicing animals that don't emote. So
Yeah.
it's completely lost. And this is the
Hmm.
type of
I see.
thinking that you know what I'm saying? This is what you're gonna get from a
Yeah.
Disney live action remake, which is it's the same thing, but not as imaginative or good or anything like that. So
Yeah.
what are you gonna
Yeah.
do? Uh and for the people who don't like a black Ariel, I mean, vote with your wallet. Don't go see it. Don't support. Cancel Disney Plus. That's the best thing to do. Just they'll listen to you if they see like all of the subs being removed. They'll listen.
Facts. Facts.
Probably not, because they're arrogant, but I mean, you got to you got to see a lot of arrogance in them, because they would put out a product like She-Hulk and just think that that is okay. That's
Uh,
so. Are you up to date on that?
I have not seen, because the latest episode would have been what, 5 or 6? Where we at now?
We're at 5.
5? Yeah. No, I
Yeah,
haven't. Because that would have dropped like midnight last night.
yeah. It dropped
Midnight on
midnight last night.
Thursday.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I didn't, because got home from work. I did not have time to. Um, yeah. So don't see any. I guess we're not doing that right now. Maybe I guess whenever Logs joins us.
yeah. I think one day we're just gonna have like a She-Hulk sort of discussion, because I mean, it's not that it's just a bad show. It's a spectacularly bad show,
Yeah.
where a lot of what they do wrong, it's you you hope that it's intentional,
Mhm.
because you can't, like a person who is paid thousands, millions of dollars to write these things, probably thousands, because cheapness. um I mean, come on, these guys can't be that expensive. I mean, if you're gonna
The guys
rely
that are writing
on
this, yeah.
yeah, if you're gonna rely on Megan the Stallion twerking, your show doesn't have like expensive writers.
I completely agree. I
Yeah.
completely agree.
And I'm not even gonna hate. I'll give them that. I'll give them that. That is the only thing they got. That the only thing that made that show popular on Twitter was
Right.
that twerking thing. So I'll just be like, well, you know, I hope it worked for you. I really do. Because it's pretty sad. Like it's just so
Yeah.
because first of all, you have a character who's pretty unlikable, not as self-aware. She seems a bit spoiled. Um,
Mm-hmm.
like the last episode that came out. Well, let's talk about the one previous, the episode 4, where she goes on
Mm-hmm.
dates and
Oh.
she has to transform into She-Hulk because that's the only way she'll go on dates. So she hooks up with this, of course, it has to be like a handsome, hunky doctor type. These characters are
Mm-hmm.
just types, by the way. They're not people, they're types.
All types. They are
Yeah,
all stereotypes. All of
every single one of them. They're
that
just,
I'm glad you mentioned because that is the one thing that has irked me to my core about this. But I'll pick that up when you
yeah.
finish your point. You can go ahead.
All right. Um, so the doctor guy, she's vibing with him. They're talking, he likes he's really into She-Hulk. So Tutu's Wong comes in, they had to fight demons or whatever. She comes back, they hook up, but in the morning, she's back to regular Jen. When the doctor sees this, it's like, oh wait, so you're actually that? And then he's like, well, I'm out.
Just
So so the story, the theme of the moral of what I'm getting of the story is what I'm getting is that even a nice guy like even a guy who's into her like him, he's sort of shown in a bad light because he didn't like the real her,
mm-hmm.
but she didn't show the real her in the date. She basically put a front up. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of, I mean, imagine if a guy did that, and then
You
then
know,
the woman. How do you feel about that?
no, that's interesting because I never thought about like that last point that you were in terms of like flipping it around. In that case, so like if the guy had done that, but yeah, I mean, I completely agree that scene. Well, first of all, I'm getting really tired of every man in the show being some sort of some sort of creep and just like negative stereotype. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
there's not one regular man in this. Like everybody is just some, as you said, they're all types. Like there's none of the characters have depth. Like even the thing is, I don't even think Jen Walters herself has depth. I don't even think she has depth. They just make her character so pathetic. Like she's just a pathetic lawyer that doesn't have a life and everything is work. I mean, I understand there are a lot of career-oriented women, and that part of that could be true. But I feel like they're just dragging this, like trying to make it seem so. I'm trying to pull this back to the scene that you just mentioned, right? And the fact that the doctor leaves after the night, seeing that she's just a regular person. To your point, like if a man had done that, obviously the internet would have been up in flames, right? The fact is, they portray this guy to be so like emotionally in touch and just a little bit more smart and a little bit more of a decent human being. You're honestly telling me that after what seemingly was a great connection that they had, that him seeing her as a regular person is what made him walk out. I mean, I could understand if on the flip side he had slept with Jen Walters and then in the morning woke up next to She-Hulk. Well, that is something to grab your clothes and run outside.
Yeah,
But
because
he slept with She-Hulk and then what? So the Jen Walters was the scarier of those two, like uh, of of those two personalities. Really? Like if you're not going to give her a love interest, why was all of that necessary then?
yeah, it just felt like so the message in the last episode, episode 5, where it's such a stupid premise, but she's basically taken Titania to trial for taking the name She-Hulk, and to for witnesses, corroborating witnesses, is the people that she went on a date with. So they rehashed that,
Oh
all
my god.
those things, where all of the people from that 4th episode comes
Mhm.
back and then explains their date. And then it's supposed to be like this embarrassing thing for her. And then the doctor comes up, he explains, well, She-Hulk, I was vibing with She-Hulk, I love She-Hulk, but then I saw Jen Walters and I'm like, nah, son, like, that ain't, nah, this little pipsqueak white girl, nope. The man saying no. And I'm like, what the
Bruh.
and then and then the girl, this is the funny part, the girl, the female lawyer that was introduced like episodes before for like one scene and then disappeared, and
Mhm.
then she showed up again.
Mhm.
She's in Hamilton, she's in Altered Carbon, I forgot the name of the actress, good
Yeah.
actress. she's she basically pulls her to the side and she's like, you know what that doctor said in there, you deserve a better man than that. You deserve someone who likes you for you and all that sort of thing. Trying to like cheer her up. And I'm just like, yeah, but y'all didn't. She didn't reveal that she was Jen to him.
Yeah.
She did.
Yeah.
So, but then again, it's the first date. What what person reveals themselves on the first date?
On the first date, fine.
So I
Like,
don't know, but I just feel like Jen should have took it as, maybe I should have been more honest. Maybe I should be myself. And then maybe if I'm myself, the person I like would like me. Is that where the story is going? I hope so, because she just feels sort of, like, not self aware. So the character is pretty much flawed. The character of She-Hulk, I think, is absolutely flawed, very flat, and it's sad because the actress is actually doing a pretty good job,
with what she
for
has.
what she's given. Like,
Mhm.
she's trying to carry the show, and her back is like breaking. Like, it's
I I honestly feel the character most when she breaks the fourth wall. Honestly, that is when I know that might sound a bit ironic, but that is when that's when she actually feels like, yeah, well, this is, I don't know, it just, I guess breaking the fourth wall just adds that different element, but it feels a lot more natural for her when she's talking to the audience as opposed to like even when it was at the beginning of the episode when after they showed Wong and then she was like, yeah, I know you're happy. Wong is back, right? Everybody loves Wong. Like that kind of thing. She seems more, the actress herself seems more natural. And this is not to say that she's not doing a good job otherwise, but
right.
she like the character just has no depth. She doesn't have chemistry with anyone on screen.
So you're saying she has better chemistry with the audience than she does anybody else on screen?
Because every time she actually breaks that fourth wall, I actually laugh. I actually like it. Actually makes me chuckle at least.
Yeah.
Looking at her amongst. I mean, you know what? Let me not say with anyone because I actually the one person that I think I liked seeing her in the scene with was her
The
dad.
father. Yep.
Yeah,
The dad.
yeah.
I
It was
I felt that too.
Yeah, it's only him. It's only him.
You know the interesting thing about the dad character, he's well, he obviously you know him from Perfect Strangers, the show that
Yeah.
the Family Matters came from, that spinoff
Right.
from.
Right.
He like his whenever he's on screen, he has like proper like sitcom timing. Like I'm just
Right.
like, man, you are so much better than this show. I
Yeah.
wish you were in something better. Like because he's good. Like he actually has heart, but they don't show him enough. He's only in the show for like a couple scenes, and it would be
Yeah.
nice if they made her like made him say something inspiring to her or something like that.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
utilize that character a bit better. I mean, I love the fact when after she got attacked,
Mhm.
like he's got all this gear and he's like, yeah, I got cameras, I got this shovel, I got, and he's like, why do you have a shovel? For the bodies. like, you know, like
Yeah.
I love that. I love that character.
Yeah. I
But we
do.
don't
I do
even
too.
know we still don't even know who attacked her. They left that up in the air. I
So
still
that
don't
still
know.
was not addressed in the
No,
latest episode.
they
Okay.
didn't address this. So in this episode, basically we the her best friend and the male lawyer, Gus, or whatever his name is, they are this is stupid. They are going to they're trying to get like new shoes, these new sneaks, the Iron Man 3s they call them.
Oh
And
my god.
like he's trying to get like an early pair of shoes. Like if they're Jordans,
Yeah.
basically. Like
Right.
so he has to like meet a guy who is selling like bootleg Avengers merch. And he's like,
What?
and then the girl's like,
So-
you know, we're not cops. And she tells him this in Chinese because he is Chinese. And
Yeah.
then he's like, I don't understand what you're saying. I speak English. And then she's like, oh, I insulted him.
So they're really just trying to fit a
Yeah,
bunch of different aspects of pop culture into this just to make
yeah,
it seem.
yeah. It's like a Michael Bay movie, man. Like it's crazy. Like the humor is the same. The humor
Yeah.
is the same as a Michael Bay movie. It's just not as racially charged, I guess.
Right.
Like
Right.
I don't want to say it's racist. I mean, it might be racist. I mean, why does every black guy in the Transformers movies want to beat up their grandma? You know what I mean? Like why? Like they're so mean to the matriarch of their family, and I'm like, this is untrue, Michael Bay. I know for a fact that people of African descent love their grandmothers, so I don't
Yeah.
understand what this is. But anyways, back on She-Hulk.
Hmm.
So they're trying to get these Iron Man 3s, and they meet up with this guy who creates costumes for superheroes. Now,
Right.
this guy is the uh black gay version of Edna Mode from The Incredibles. It's the exact same character.
Ah, I
It
see.
is
Okay.
it is so they took the script of
Yeah.
The Incredibles and they
Yeah.
lopped it here and then just changed the names. It is exactly the scene from The Incredibles. Exactly.
Wow.
Because they bring She-Hulk in and because
Hmm.
She-Hulk wants to get new clothes because up to this point she's just dressing in like big and tall, you know,
Right.
big
Yeah.
clothes for like tall fat guys. And she needs to switch up her gear. So she's like, I just need a suit, just to, because I'm a lawyer. I need a suit
Right.
that's more form fitting. And the guy's like, well, what do you need? Like does it need to be bulletproof? Like, what type of superhero are you? Like, because the friend tells the tailor that she is an Avenger, but even though there's no Avengers, she doesn't she's not inducted into the Avengers at all. It's
Yeah.
like this whole thing. So that's a whole comedy thing. And to it all leads to a box. What is in this box, you may ask? Well, let me tell you, it's the yellow version of the Daredevil mask.
What? Really?
Yeah, Daredevil's
Dev,
like gonna. So Daredevil's gonna be in the next episode, right?
I I did I know that? Maybe I had seen it but didn't pay attention. Okay. Okay. Go on.
Yeah, it's in the trailers and stuff like that.
Right, right.
So
Okay. Yeah, yeah, you're right. I did see that. Yeah. And they're bringing back
so
Kyle Cox in it.
yes, they're bringing back
Yeah.
him. He's gonna be in it. It's already
Right.
there's already a trailer that shows Cox in it,
Right.
Charlie Cox. So
Charlie's not
and
Carl. It's Charlie.
yeah, we spoke about it. We spoke about it.
Yeah, yeah. I think we did. Yeah. Yeah, man, yeah, but I'd complete I still I look, yo, this the show is so bad I
Yeah,
don't
I know.
retain it. I don't retain much information about
I
it.
know. It's so spectacularly like it's funny, but not in the way that they want it to be funny.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyways, so and we still don't know why Titania came through the wall in the first episode. We still don't know what like why is she free? I mean, she should have been arrested. I think she was, but she's out. And now she's like taking the She-Hulk name and making it and selling all this merch from the name and the whole it's basically an episode of IP claim like intellectual property infringement. And I'm
So
just like,
essentially they're just trying to write a way for Jen to be a lawyer or for She-Hulk to be a lawyer.
yeah, it's basically that. And I'm just wondering,
Okay.
does the Sokovia Accords like apply to this? And I'm just thinking like, okay, maybe this is like a pocket universe because I don't see
Right.
how this relates. I mean, even Wong, when Wong shows up, he's a completely different character
Yeah.
from the previous one. Remember in the first Doctor Strange, he was like a very by the book, no
Yeah, he was.
nonsense type of guy,
Yeah.
and now he's a fucking joke. He's been a
Yeah,
joke.
that being said, I've I was a bit annoyed with that whole scene with Madison. This is in episode 4
Oh
when she
no, I forgot about that. Yeah, Madison with the
yeah.
Y, but not where you
Madison
think.
with yeah. Yeah, and another stereotype. And yeah, and then her and like chilling with Wong and watching movies and eating popcorn and calling it Wongers and I don't know what's happening. I do not even want to try to explain what I think was happening there. I was just disgusted by it.
Man, like I thought it was a fun episode, but it's some of the worst stuff. I will say this: the CGI looked a bit better in that episode because it's
Hmm.
dimly lit. Once it's in a dimly lit, like sort of area,
Hmm.
the CG looks a smidgen better. Whenever she's in the office, it
Yeah,
looks like trash. Like the
yeah.
lighting just doesn't work for it. The textures don't look good. Even when she's wearing that suit, the textures just feel off. The walk cycle that they
The
use for
walk
her to
cycle is
walk,
terrible. It's
it's
terrible.
like it's so stilted. Man,
Yeah, yeah. You could tell it. It looks really bad. It looks really bad.
yeah. And this is Marvel, man. This is like I because I've been watching not House of the Dragon, but the other show that just came out, the Lord of the Rings show, the Rings of
Yeah,
Power.
Rings of Power. Hmm.
Yeah, which is boring. I'll just say that. But the CGI is
Hmm.
day and night. It's so good. Like they really
Right.
put their money in it. Bezos really put. He's gonna lose money, but boy,
Yeah.
they really put a lot of money in that. It looks phenomenal. I don't care about any of the characters though. I like the Black Elf
Yeah.
though. I like yo. the black elf is funny to me because I don't know where he gets that fade from. He has the sickest fade in Middle Earth, and man, I mean, he should tell the guy from Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, with the white mop on his head.
Yeah.
He should like hook him up with that guy because, dude.
I'm yet to view an episode of Rings of Power, but I mean, one of my coworkers is actually telling me how much he's enjoying it, and more so than House of the Dragon. So to hear you saying that it's boring, I'm like, well, damn, right. I mean,
Yeah.
I trust your judgment in this case more than his. I'm not saying that not saying that he talks shit, but yeah, I talk to you about this kind of stuff because I know you could get deeper as to
Yeah.
why. Because like he actually enjoyed that trash. What was that trash that came out the other day? Oh yeah, Obi-Wan. He actually liked it.
Oh, you liked Obi-Wan?
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I'm sure you can
um,
like it. It's
well, okay. No, let me not say he liked it. He tried to defend the shit
oh
essentially.
well.
Yeah.
Okay, you see,
That
you could look. You can like bad stuff. I like bad stuff. I like.
yeah, bro. My favorite movie is Bad Boys 2. That is not a good movie, but it's a fun movie. It's a fun watch. It's
It's
memorable.
oh yeah.
It's a
It's
bad movie though. It is a
yeah.
bad movie, and I love it. So trust me, I get that. I get that. But I'm not going to defend it and tell anyone that this is the best movie ever made.
No, it's not even a good cop movie. They're
It
terrible. They're
isn't.
terrible
It isn't.
policemen. Like they are the worst cops ever. How is it that they kill every perp that they get, every suspect?
Yeah.
How do you
Yeah. Yeah.
for 3 movies?
Yeah, well,
Oh man.
you know what? As a fan of part two, I have stricken part three from any kind of memory. It does not belong with the rest of them, but we could get into that another time as well, because I can rant for a full show about that movie.
Yo, it's so funny. After Batgirl got canceled, the movie that they made, they asked what's his name? They asked Brendan Fraser about it because he's the bad guy in that, and Brendan Fraser is having like a resurgence. Like he just, had a
Right.
big movie come out in the Toronto Film Festival with
Ah.
Darren Aronofsky, and they asked him like, well, what do you feel about this whole thing? It's like, well, you got to work with trusted filmmakers, and I'm like, whoa, is that a slight? You just holy shit, trusted filmmakers.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he knew what he was
It,
doing.
I
He knew
don't.
what he was saying.
It seemed, yeah, it seemed a little. But anyways,
Yeah.
that was She-Hulk. It was trash, but it's fun trash. It's you
I
know
mean,
what
I guess.
it's like Batman and Robin. It's like Catwoman, Green Lantern. Just some
Yeah.
of the worst superhero stuff. But it's like it's so fun to watch because it's like, do they when they're writing this, do they know that it's that bad? Like, do they like freeze and hell Batman? Like the writing is that bad. Like it's the back credit card. Every scene is a back credit card scene. Every single scene. Like the episode, yo, episode 5, man, with the fake Edna mode
Yeah.
where he's got the suits out and he's like, oh, honey, and I'm gonna make you, a real superhero and shit.
All right.
It is so bizarre. Like, and Kevin Feige's like, yep, I'm cool with it. Yep. Like, man, Kevin Feige, like, I feel like he doesn't like that first 10 years was such a fucking bitch to him. So he's like, yo, whatever. Yeah, sure. Eternals, sure. Why not? Whatever. Yeah, sure. Taika, all the jokes that you want, just put them all in. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to sleep.